let's go ahead and go over a couple of things, but the main thing is hero selection, especially when you're attacking or setting up for guild showdowns or even picking heroes for your wall. There is a mistake that I see a lot of players make, and that is with purple heroes, blue heroes, you name it, etc. Any of the non-gold heroes and the selection of them. So let me just go ahead and give you a perfect example of this. I, technically speaking, would not use any purple heroes as long as you have better options. Now, if you don't, your hero selection isn't very good, or your account doesn't have that many gold heroes, then okay, it's understandable that you might pick a purple hero or a blue hero, etc. But when you do have, tons of different options, maybe you have most of the free-to-play gold heroes, etc. You want to make sure that you're picking the best one. Now, Grove Guardian, for instance, we'll use Grove Guardian as an example. Grove Guardian at gold grade is pretty much the best range hero, bar, like the 11k heroes, etc. You got range max HP 50%, range defense 50%, and then range attack 30%. Literally perfect range hero. But this is at gold grade. Now, when you actually click on these skills, it shows you right here. At gold grade, it's 50%. But if he is not gold grade, let's say you have him at purple, the maximum HP that you're going to get from this is only 20%. Same with defense and same with attack. Attack actually drops from 30% down to 12%. So if you just look at it from a mathematical standpoint, a purple Grove Guardian is not even half as good as a gold Grove Guardian. And that's really, really important. Why is that? Okay, let's take a look at this. Let's say you have them at purple, right? So at purple grade, you'll have 20% range max HP, 20% range defense, and 12% range attack. Technically speaking, you might say, well, that's pretty good. I mean, especially if you're going to be sending range, that's still not a bad hero to have. That's correct. But if you were given an option between Grove Guardian at purple grade and somebody like, I don't know, let's say Tracker. Let's go with free-to-play Tracker, right? Tracker has ranged attack 30% and ranged defense 50%. Now, other people might say, well, Grove Guardian still also has those stats and ranged HP, so Grove Guardian's better. Well, technically speaking, no, Grove Guardian would not be better. At the same grades, yes, Grove Guardian would be better, but let's actually take a look at this. So with Tracker, you'll have ranged attack 30%, ranged defense 50%. Now, at Grove Guardian at purple grade, you're only going to have 12% ranged attack. So you're already down 18% attack stats. And remember, attack stats is the best that you can go for when you're thinking about attack, defense, and HP. So keep that in mind. Ranged defense is going to be 20%. Remember, Tracker has 50%. So you're already down 18% attack and 30% defense. Now, where Grove Guardian would be a little better would be range HP, and at purple grade you're going to be getting 20%. So essentially what you have to think about is 20% range HP the equivalent of 18% attack and 30% defense? Well, obviously the answer to that is no. So a gold Tracker will be better. Imagine if it's lower than purple. Let's say he's blue grade. So at that point, even the stats that you were getting, and remember, purple grade is not even half as good as gold. Blue cuts the effectiveness of the purple heroes in half. So instead of 20, now you're getting 10. And then in the attack, instead of 12, now you're getting 6. So a blue grade hero is like, it's nothing compared to a gold hero. So when I'm seeing a lot of people using it's like Lore Weaver, blue grade, where you're only getting like 5% army HP, defense, and like 4% army attack. That's great because a lot of people might say, well, it's army stats, but if you compare it to another hero that you might be able to send out that might not be army, but can still be really effective, let's say Night Raven, right? Cavalry attack plus 30%. That's already 15% more stats than all the other stats that the army hero will give you at blue. And then, of course, he also has cavalry defense, etc., etc. So essentially, before you start picking heroes that are purple grade, blue grade, or whatever you might have, make sure that you don't have a gold hero that can still get the job done, that can provide you with even more stats. And then If your selection, like I said at the beginning, if your selection isn't, you know, like you don't have a ton of selections, then at that point, then okay, go with your purple heroes, your blue hero, whatever you might have. But if you have 10, 15 gold heroes, make sure that you go over all of them first to see what are your best options before you start moving on to the purple and the blues. I started seeing that a lot in Showdown, and I wanted to clarify that because a lot of people don't actually go over here and take a look at these stats. They just think, well, you know, this hero is pretty good, so at purple grade, he still should be pretty good. And that might be the case. It could be pretty good, but that doesn't mean that it's going to be your best option. So keep all of that in mind. Now, this came about because in Guild Showdown, I saw a lot of that. I saw a lot of like blue heroes, purple heroes, and it kind of got me wondering. I'm like, if you're 700 million might, why is it that you're sending a purple watcher? I'm sure you have something better. And speaking of Guild Showdown, we actually ended up rank 1 in our division. But even though we achieved rank 1, we didn't go up a division. Which, you know what, I'm okay with. Because I feel like Division 13 is where we should be. I feel like 14, you're gonna start running into like CTK and all these other huge guilds, and I'm okay. I think 13 is where we should be. So I don't know exactly how, you know, the ranking system go and how you go up or down, but we got rank 1, but we didn't really go up, so that was kind of interesting. To give you a quick little rundown of what we actually went up against. The first matchup we had against QAV, we won that 55-49, so that's kind of close. Let's take a look. I'm pretty sure that's not what I'm looking for. QAV, I believe that's the guild that Stridox was in or merged with or something like that. And they're a pretty big sized guild, so they're around our size. So we were able to take them down. Unfortunately, I was not able to fight because I think I was ranked like 52 or something like that. And yeah, we didn't get that far. The next one we went up against YYG, and I believe they were also a pretty fairly big guild, pretty much the same size as us. And once again, interestingly enough, we won 55-49, the same as QAV before, which is kind of weird. But then the last 4, it was us and MSG, and then up top it was NBM and DOS. I'd say DOS because that's number 2. But anyway, DOS, let's just say that. It looks like DOS wiped the floor with NBM, 38-55. And then with MSG, you guessed it, we won 55-49. Like what's wrong with the 55-49? Now MSG is a pretty huge guild, so I was like, that was kind of interesting that we actually were able to take it from them, and all their like big guys and everything were in there. So I don't know, maybe they didn't set up the same way that we did. And then of course on the final with DOS, we won 55-44, and we're able to win. Let me just say this though, and I believe DOS is also around our size. Actually a little bit bigger, but so I mean we did fairly well. We were able to win and all of that, but when I, you know, took out my rewards, which was 12 of these and 2 of these, my rewards were like 3 hours speed up, 100 holy stars. I was like, what is this? This is what I meant in my previous video by Guild Showdown. In essence, sounds cool, and it can be cool, especially if you can see yourself fighting against other guilds and whatnot, but the rewards are kind of lacking. I feel like they should spice it up, make the rewards a little bit better. I don't know, make it a longer event, make it like a whole day event where the brackets are bigger. I don't know, I feel like it just needs a little something extra. Right now it just feels kind of bland, kind of just thrown in there. I don't know, I feel like Guild Showdown should get a retweak and just adds more rewards, more things to do, but whatever, I digress. But anyways, I just wanted to go ahead and make sure that you guys got that information out there. If you're going to use purple heroes, blue heroes, etc., make sure that you know and that you've looked it up, that that is your best option before you send that hero out there. Because if it's not, then you're pretty much cheating yourself out of stats over how a hero looks or whatever. Make sure that you do the math. But yeah, appreciate you guys for watching, and until later, bye.